Hey there, welcome to the video. Today, I'm going to be diving into a niche that's so underrated. It's almost like a well-kept secret. In fact, this niche seems to be mostly unknown to low and medium content book publishers on Amazon KDP, and yet is pulling in some creators an extra $1,293 per month in passive income, all coming from just one book. So what is this niche? Well, today we're talking about reverse coloring books. Now, if you've never heard of them, don't worry, you're not alone. Not only are these books in demand, but they also come with higher than average profit margins. Some sellers are making hundreds per month, while others are breaking into the thousands. Now, what makes this niche even better is how easy these books are to create. You don't need any prior experience or expensive tools. In fact, you can use free software and free images to get started, which keeps your costs low while maximizing your profits. Plus, with low competition, this niche is wide open for anyone willing to take action. So if you're looking for a unique way to break into the KDP market, or you just want to add another stream of income, this might be the perfect opportunity for you. But before we jump in, if you've been wanting to dive into Amazon KDP, but you feel unsure about where to begin, I've got just a thing to help you hit the ground running. I've created the KDP Royalty Roadmap, my completely free guide that walks you step by step through the entire process of creating and publishing your very first book on Amazon. So whether you're starting from scratch or you're just looking for a clear path forward, this guide is designed to simplify it all. You learn how to create your first low or medium content book, even if you have zero design experience, and you get the confidence to publish and start seeing results faster than you'd expect. So if this sounds like you, I'll leave the link down below. All right, so let's talk about what a reverse coloring book really is. Imagine a typical coloring book, but flipped on its head. Instead of you providing the outlines for people to color in, you're giving them vibrant, colorful backgrounds with no lines. The customer's job is to add their own outlines, their doodles, their details. It's a fun, creative, and a totally unique experience. And that's why these books are so popular, is because they appeal to a wide range of people, from adults looking for a creative outlet to teens wanting something trendy and Instagram worthy. Now, if this is your first time here, my name is Jeff, and this channel is all about becoming self-sufficient when it comes to making money online, whether it be through Amazon KDP or other online businesses. So if this sounds interesting to you, feel free to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. With that being said, let's get right to it. Now let's take a look at this niche on Amazon. So I searched up reverse coloring book, and the very first thing that I actually see is this part right here where it has volume of 8,100 searches per month. This is from Keywords Everywhere, a plugin and a tool that I use. And what it'll do is provide you the Amazon searches per month for any given keyword. So right away, I already know that people are searching for this type of book. However, being in KDP for years now, this is not a niche that people typically talk about, mainly because I feel like it's not a black and white interior, which makes people not want to create these types of books. Because as you're gonna see, the interiors of these books are colored. And so typically low and medium content book publishers don't want to have to deal with those higher printing costs, which also means that you have to increase your book price. However, this type of niche is actually underserved, and the opportunity to put a book up here and have it do well is actually pretty high. Now, if we take a look at this purple bar up here, this is a free extension, a free KDP research tool that I use from the Chrome Web Store. You can download it for free. It's called Titan's Quick View, and it's gonna give you a lot of good information. For example, total results, we see 1,221. When you see Amazon, it only gives you a generic over 1,000 results, over 2,000 results. So to see the exact number is very useful when it comes to KDP research. We see the exact match. So this means how many books are ranking for this keyword in their title, 42 out of 48. How many books are independently published books? 39. The average bestsellers rank, 516,000. Average reviews, 153, and the average price of $11.36. It also gives you a niche score using their own algorithm. But to give you an idea of what I look for when I'm looking through a niche to see if there's potential for profits, I'm looking for three specific things. Number one has to do with competition. So there's no point putting a book up in an overly competitive niche because your book is just not going to be seen by customers. So what I'm looking for are search results that have about 1,000 or less, which is going to tell me that there's a decent chance of me getting my book ranked on the first or second page of Amazon, which means more eyeballs, which means the potential to be seen and to be bought. Number two I'm looking for has to do with the demand. There's no point putting a book up if people aren't searching for it, if people are not interested in that type of book. So in order to judge demand, I'm looking for 3 or more KDP books with a bestsellers rank of 300,000 or below, because this tells me that these books are selling right now, which means that there's some type of demand here. And then number 3, I'm looking for a niche score that's provided by Titan's Quick View, basically validates the first 2 steps, and that score is at least 50. So if we go back to the total results, we see 1,221. That's about 1,000 or below. So this is telling me that the competition is not so competitive here. So there's going to be a good chance at getting your book ranked on the first or second page of Amazon so that it can be seen and it can be sold. Now we also see a niche score of 63, and I'm looking for at least 50. So this is also a good sign. And then if we take a look at some of these books, I'm going to skip the sponsored products. I always do this. I'm not really looking at listings that publishers have paid to basically boost up the search rankings. So I'm really looking for those organic rankings. The first book is not a KDP book, although it is a good selling book at 941. Under publisher, it doesn't say independently published. So what I do is I just move on until I see the first independently published books. I also skip these sections where this one is more coloring books for grown-ups. Now this book right here, as we can see, publisher, it says independently published with a bestsellers rank of 63,000. I also see a 4.5 out of 5 rating. The reverse coloring for adults, watercolor coloring for mindfulness book, 1269 with a BSR 63,000. So this is a book that satisfies that demand portion. The one right next to it, same story, independently published, 42,000 BSR, 4.7 out of 5 rating, priced at $9.99. The reverse coloring book for kids, mindful doodling, funny monsters, magical patterns, no rules, no limits. And then this one right here, the ink tracing fairy houses coloring book. This one independently published with the bestsellers rank of 21,000 and a customer review of 4.7 out of 5 rating. So these are 3 books that satisfy that demand portion. Right away, I know there's enough demand here to really think about creating a book for this niche. If we move on to the next one, independently published with the bestsellers rank of 118,000. So that's 4 books right there. And then we go to the next row. All of these are sponsored products. We go to the next one right here. Not a KDP book. Next row, this one is independently published, 92,000 BSR. Independently published, 84,000 BSR. This one's a little bit higher at 433,000 BSR. Next row, 140,000 BSR, 101,000 BSR, 203,000, 322,000, 241,000, 205,000, 251,000, 84,000, 339,000, 277,000, 204,000. So we see a lot of demand here for these types of books because there is more than a dozen books that all rank very, very low. If we take a look at this book, the Ink Tracing Fairy Houses coloring book, transform pre-colored designs using only a single black pen. First thing that I notice is that it's priced at $12.07. List price is actually $12.98. And it also offers a hardcover version at $24.99. If we plug that into this KDP royalty calculator, we're going to see that the standard royalty, if we change the interior type to standard color, is going to be $3.76 per book, with the extended distribution at $1.35 per book. These are going to be the royalties paid out to you after all fees and all that stuff has been taken away. We can see the breakdown right here of the list price, the minimum list price for this book, the printing cost, and the Amazon fee. If you choose to decide to do premium color, it's going to drop even lower at $1.28. So for this type of book, you really just want to stick to standard color. And if we look at the actual price breakdown, as you can see, this is the pie chart. 28.8% go towards printing costs, so that's about $3.48. 40% are your Amazon fees, so this is the Amazon cut, $4.83, and then 31.2% goes to you, $3.76 in this case. If we take a look at the book sales calculator, With that bestsellers rank of 27,825, we can see that this book sells an estimated 10 copies per day, which is about 300 copies per month. We add that royalty calculator with the info already attached. That's about $43 per day and about $1,293 per month in estimated royalties. Now, if we look at the sample of this book, here is the cover. And then if we scroll down to one of the interior pages, on the back cover, we're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 interior pages right here. So this is what this type of book looks like. This book is colored in, and this specific theme is going to be the white area. The customer is going to be coloring it in black. And that's really what this type of book is. If we scroll down to the A+ content, we're going to see a little bit more of what this book is about. Imagine you were working with this type of image that you got from an AI art generator, and then you were to delete some of the parts and turn it white. Well, this is what it would look like, but this is what you would put in your book, this part, this before. So as you can see, you just need one black pen, fill the white area with black pen. Very simple type of book, and this actually doesn't take that long to create because all you're doing is deleting some of the colored areas and turning them white. And with the use of AI, this is not going to take you that long to create. And then they also have this module right here where you can see all of the other books that they offer. This is a very, very neat module to implement for all you self-publishers out there. This is free through A+ content, and it basically allows you to boost the sales of your books because you're cross-linking the listings with your other listings. So when people look at, for example, this page, they might see these books, they might be more interested in these books, and they might buy one of these instead, or they might buy a couple. So if you want to learn how to create this type of A+ content to really boost your sales, I'll leave a card right now so that you can watch my video on A+ content. Now, if we take a look at the reviews, mostly 5 stars, a few 4 stars, but no 3, 2, or 1. So I know this type of book does really, really well. And what do the customers say? They find that the coloring book is relaxing and therapeutic. They appreciate the enchanting, whimsical designs and vibrant backgrounds. The book is described as easy to use and a nice gift. So let's read some of these reviews. This requires very little skill, but allows you to produce something beautiful while your mind is free to work. I think this concept is great. This is the coolest thing I've seen in a while, coloring book wise. This is such a clever idea. The ink tracing coloring book is an incredibly neat idea. This is an amazing concept. So you see, this type of book, no one's really doing this style. And so if you were to create this book, like I said, it doesn't take that long to create this. You basically create these images on an AI art generator, and then you're gonna go ahead and use another program to delete some of the colored areas here. Not that hard, very easy. Now, if we take a look at another type of reverse coloring book, this one is going to be for kids, and it says mindful doodling, funny monsters, magical patterns. And if we look at the first page of the interior, so this is what it's supposed to look like when you're done. As you can see, the outlines right here. It's just kind of like what the customer's mind sees in the picture. They can kind of doodle the way that they want. But here is the back cover, and we see 3 pages of the interior right here. This is the type of artwork that you can put together really easily on Canva, create a Fabrica. You can find free things, free images, and then the customer is just going to doodle around it and kind of create their own art piece. This is the type of book that receives a lot of good reviews because there's really nothing wrong that you can do with this type of book as long as the customer can use their creative talents. Here's some more pages of the interior in the A+ content. As you can see, just a bunch of watercoloring doodle kind of stuff put together. I mean, you can see some faces here. You can see some houses here. This is a different type of reverse coloring book, but this one you can also create. So think about having 2 books in one niche, all making you passive income, because this niche is actually still very underserved. And so there's a lot of room here to put out great quality books if you learn how to do this correctly. And then here's another one, the reverse coloring book for adults for stress relief and relaxation, Flowers edition. So if we scroll down to some of the pages, as you can see, just kind of like watercoloring type images. And then the customer, like I've been saying, just finishes the coloring page by drawing on it outlines or whatever they feel like to kind of use their creative juices to finish the page however they want. If we look at the A+ content, we can see even more pages of the interior, great looking pages, but I'm telling you, you can create this on an AI art generator. And then once again, here is the A+ content module where they're linking all of their other books here. Now, what I like to do is to find more themes or sub niches within a certain niche. This is the reverse coloring book, but I like to kind of niche down and find a topic within the reverse coloring book that I can really attack. So in order for me to do that, I always use Publisher Rocket. And I've been using the reverse ASIN lookup where you just have to enter the ASIN or the ISBN number of any book, and it's going to come up with keywords for you. So I'm going to take this book, the Ink Tracing Fairy Houses Coloring Book. I'm going to grab the ASIN, plug it into Publisher Rocket, and then hit Go Get 'em Rocket. Now here are all the keywords that this book has ranked for on Amazon. So if we go down the list, we can see ink tracing, fairy houses coloring book for adults, ink tracing, reverse coloring book for ink tracing, fairy houses coloring book, reverse coloring, ink tracing fantasy coloring. So that's another keyword right here. Maybe another sub niche that we can look into. The fantasy ink tracing coloring book, new concept for reverse coloring, ink tracing fairy. So that's another sub niche that I can look into. And then if we scroll down, we can see there's 4 pages worth of keywords. So this is a great way to really look at some sub niches or even more targeted keywords that you can use for your title, subtitle, and those backend keywords on Amazon KDP. And what you can do is you can just click these magnifying glass right here, and it's going to come up with all of this information for you. So the left side right here is going to be your average sales per month. The middle column is going to be your searches per month. And we're looking for a green color right here, as well as the competition score where we're looking for a green color as well. So as you can see, adult ink tracing book, both green and green, which tells me that this might be a great keyword to look into, to use into my title, my subtitle, and those backend keywords. We can see right here, the ink tracing book for adults, 1,518 average sales per month, and then 421 great number of searches, and then a 23 low competition score. So this is going to be an idea if you want to niche down or find a sub niche. You can go ahead and create a book that's targeted for adults. Now, another great thing about Publisher Rocket, this feature, is that you can export all of these keywords. And what I like to do is I like to export all of them. You can also export the analyzed ones that you went and looked through, but I export all of them. And then what I do is I put it on a spreadsheet, and then I use this as my keywords to target on Amazon KDP ads. This is a great way to find these targeted keywords without having to really do any work. And it's a really great way to boost your sales right at the gate with any new book that you create. So if you want to try out Publisher Rocket, I'll leave a link down below. Now, if you want a part 2 to this video where I show you step by step from beginning to end how to create the interior of this book, smash that like button. And if we can get to 500 likes, I'll go ahead and create that video for you. Also, don't forget about my KDP royalty roadmap. If you're really struggling or you just want to learn how to produce your first or low medium content book on Amazon KDP, go ahead and grab the link down below. It's going to help you along with your KDP journey and start helping you land some of those sales. If you have any questions, let me know. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell, as well as follow me on all my socials at JeffSetLife. With that being said, thanks for watching. Bye for now.